Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else, and the video I'm bringing today is just some, fun fights that I had in the Elsweyr patch with my Magic Dragonite. None of them are like super amazing outnumbered PvP clips. They're just fun things, some things that, I'm glad are going to be gone when Scalebreaker drops as of today. Some things that I'm glad are getting changed. I'm going to point those out, provide some optimism in what has been like a very negative couple of weeks of the Scalebreaker patch. So there obviously is some things to look forward to. There's obviously not some things to look forward to. So I'm going to try and highlight those in this clip. I'm going to be reworking this build, and it's not because this build is bad or it's going to be bad. It's just there's ways to make it better in Scalebreaker. And so I will post a new build on my Magic Dragonite when I fully test everything and try everything out. I may very well go back to this, but I think there's going to be a few better set options for that. So stay tuned for that. This first fight, guys, we are riding over to Arius, and we run across a guy by himself, which is very rare. In open world PvP in between on the main campaign during, like, I think this is middle of the day. So you see some Reds running by. The reason I say it's rare isn't because he's running by himself. It's just because neither one of us get zerged down in this fight. We actually get to basically complete the 1v1 without getting run down, which is that almost never happens. And so it was really cool of all the people that stopped by to watch and like let this happen. But the main reason I wanted to post this fight isn't to show like the win or the loss or whatever. I just wanted to show what I'm looking forward to in this match. And so you see here, guys, like he got his full burst combination there, and I essentially tanked through it even though I ate his meteor and his destructive reach. Like he hit me with the full combo. It took like 30% of my health because I'm wearing Pirate Skeleton. And Pirate Skeleton is getting a nerf, and so it's going to be good that people won't be as tanky as I currently am in this build. They will have better healing, but being able to do burst and forcing people to heal is going to be easy to sustain. On top of that, guys, if you look at my resources and you want to go back and look at this fight in general, you'll see that both of us have ways to infinitely sustain. He has Harness Magicka and he has Dark Field, and I have Harness Magicka and he's a Magic class. So if he's doing damage to me, you'll see the only time I really don't take it that I start to lose resources is when he goes on the defensive. Anytime he applies a curse on me or he light attacks me or hits me with destructive reach, you see my resources shoot back up. And that's because of what Harness Magicka currently provides in Elsweyr, and that's not going to exist in Scalebreaker, which is fantastic. He gets a really nice undo here after I get a burst combo off, and so now I'm just recycling my buffs, keeping my buffs up, and going after him, applying my dots, and getting my combinations down. And so you see my resources once again going full here after the pot, and he's hitting me, and it was a very good fight. It was a very good fight. On his end, it was really cool, like I said, that everybody didn't jump in. But you see him dark dealing, and honestly, like when I'm on a Magic class with this low of stam, I cannot really do anything to bash him out of it. And I've found even when I do have the resources to bash like a stam DK or stam sword or a mag sword out of it, there's just so much latency that when I go to bash, they're either like the latency, it's like it's already happened, but they're showing the animation, and so I don't get the interrupt. And so the interrupts just don't really happen anymore, so all I can do is just hope to burst him down. And so it's just a frustrating fight, because there's nothing I can do to really bash him out of it with 14k stamp. If I try to bash too much, I'm low on resources, he hits me with that burst combo, and I'm dead. And so all I can do is continue to block his full combo here. Luckily, Meteor wasn't bugged, and I was able to block it. I CC his pet. And you see the cutie procs, and I just have really nice burst to go through his shields and take his health down. And so he gets a really nice combo there. I think if he had a Meteor there, he probably could have gotten me. I get a nice 9k whip, CC with a lead. I drop him down to 500 health. And at this point, guys, like, we're in the middle of the fight. We have blues coming by to watch. We have reds coming by to watch. This fight could go until the next burst combo. This fight could go, for another 30 minutes because that's just kind of the way it is. You see him dark healing around me. And so I just end the fight here and move on to bigger fights. So yeah, it was a good fight by that guy. It's just, open world mechanics dictate that, you wear stuff tanky enough to survive. And, Pirate Skeleton is pretty big carry in Elsweyr. And so because you're wearing Pirate Skeleton, you're very hard to kill one-on-one. perfect for when you're getting run down, but you know, that's just the way it is. And you know, I've already talked about pet sorks and their big shields. Like, you know, it's just nice seeing those things getting reworked to a point to where, you know, they'll be a lot better in scale break. Obviously, dots are the big negative, but you know, that's one of the positives in my opinion. So this fight, we're fighting outside of Chalman. As you guys can see, there's Volendrung there. Hit that guy with a nice 14k whip. Volendrung's here, and the entire red faction is here. And you know, typically whenever a faction has Volendrung, everybody goes to Volendrung, like all three factions do. And so what we do is, or what I do is, I try to like kind of stay up to the outside, and I eventually find fights around the keep that are kind of lag free. And so you'll see here that my fight's actually pretty good. I hit this guy with an 8k whip with an 11k lead. You know, Acuity, I just really enjoyed in the Elsweyr patch. Just the amount of burst that you have on a Magicka Dragonite was really good this patch, and so it made it really enjoyable for me. Because I've never really had burst like this on a Magicka DK, and so the proc chances were really high. I couldn't weapon swap right here, and now I get hit with a javelin. The C sees me. We have a few more people showing up. You see him coming out of stealth, and so we decide to line of sight a little bit here. My buddy hits this guy with a nice leap. I finish him off with that leap. Now we have a mad Stam Dragonite here. I go to fossilize him, hit him with Entropy. I get knocked down by the Sork, and now we're getting soul salted, so I'm backing up, keeping my harness up. You see my resources aren't really going down because Harness Magicka is key. Stop these guys up, take an in-cap, get feared, get snared. They do a really good job of the snare and major vulnerability ult. Decide to kite back over here because now the 2-on-5 or 2-on-6 is now turning into a lot more people. My buddy leaps there. He gets a really good leap combination. I go to leap too, but they hit me with a perfect javelin. Like a perfect javelin to where I couldn't follow up that leap. We probably could have gotten one or two more kills there. Now they came in with a permafrost, and so now I was forced to use my Resto-Ult. Now we're forced to kite around the corner, and I take a really nice crescent. So once again, you know, locking me down, snaring me. There's not a whole lot I can do at this point. I'm just on the ground out of resources, and it's a good fight. So this fight, it just carried on from Chalman over to Bleakers. Once again, as you guys can see, Volendrung there is bugged. It is owned by red. And you're going to see a yellow group here in the beginning, and we're both doing the same thing. We're both just trying to pick off this red group, pull reds off to the side. You know, yes, we can fight yellow, but you know, when one faction severely outnumbers other factions like this, and they have the weapon, you just kind of say, all right, well, we'll fight later. We're gonna take out, we're gonna take out the bigger group first. And so you see, we get a really nice burst combo on that guy, dotting these guys up, hit him with the burning embers. Now yellow's coming with a red's coming in with a death roll, so I back up. I'm giving my buddy healing wards there, so he gets out of it. And I think it looks like we have a healer, a blue healer with us, and they're just in the background. Yep. And so you see the yellows push those guys out, so I decided to go push towards Bleakers to see if we can get inside and, you know, get a good fight inside. I've honestly found like some of my best fights are around these keeps instead of going like way down to Drakeclaw or over to King's Crest or something like that. Like, you know, being just on the fringes of these fights are often very good. You see the door's still down. However, I didn't go in there because my buddy's getting attacked by a few people. So I decided to come back and help him out. You see this guy low health, I proc Acuity. Tried to go for the quick burst. He ended up blocking it, which was really good on him. So I decided to come back up here. I asked him if he needed any help, or if he wanted to just finish the 1v2, and he said go for it, you know, it's a little bit laggy. So we jumped in, and we got a Pet Sork here. We have, I think it's a Magblade. So we hit him, our Acuity procs, he's going to heal, and we're just going to stay on the Pet Sork. We get a lot of burst here. He streaks through, it was a really good streak, plus the leap. We get another quick whip. We get that guy killed right before the javelin goes off. We get this guy killed before this Maglar shows up. And so now we have another 2v2 versus 2 Maglars, and we're now just focusing this one. Double whips and fossilized, and now they are dead. This guy decides to back up, head back to his keep, and so now we're just trying to follow him down there. You see more people piling in, more reds coming in, and so we're just going to come over here and poke the bear a little bit and see if we can find a few more fights, see if we can pull a few more manageable fights. You see a bow come in, you see a guy hit me with entropy from stealth, so we got a few Nightblades in the area. We got the bomber right here. so I'm just keeping him out of stealth. My buddy goes after him. I back up just a little bit. My buddy fossilizes him, hits him with a really big leap whip combination. He's dead. And now we just have a few people jumping in. Looks like we have 4 or 5 in front of us. We have 2 behind us. We decided to back up, switch my pots because I wanted something that like help me maintain my stamina a little bit better. Like I said, I use major sorcery pots when I can. In these bigger fights, I switch to tripods or immovables. So this guy's a little bit tanky, but he moved out he moved up here without the group, so we're going to try and focus him a little bit. You see the snipes coming in, so we want that little bit of line of sight with the door and this rock here. We're just continuing to dot him up, continue to apply burning embers. He's doing a really good job of purifying. It's really tough to deal with 2 mag DKs with this much dot damage, and you know, the whips hitting as hard as they are. So I proc Acuity here. I hit him with I get full stacks. I hit a 10k whip, and then I leap on this next guy. I hit an 11k leap on a lower level guy. Quick burst for the quick double kill. We're gonna dot this guy up. You see the burning embers, takes him down to half health. A little bit squishy, and now we just have the bomber left. My buddy comes in and finishes it off, and that's the end of the fight. This fight, guys, we were fighting for about 10-15 minutes on this resource. There was about 15-20 yellows, and I think at this point it's about 15 yellows. You're going to see us, you know, whittle some people down at first. We'd already wiped a large amount of the group. Xbox only has 5-minute records, and I need to work on that. And so we're just cleaning up the group right here, and you'll see here, guys, like the burst damage with Acuity is fantastic. You see everything critting, and you see everybody just dropping down to low health and dying. We have 3 more here, so we're gonna fossilize this guy. We're gonna hit him with a 4,500 burning breath or embers, and the rest of them jump off. So we decided to come down and see if we can get this flipped and get the tick. You see they set up a camp. There's about 4 or 5 on the front door. My buddy leaps in. I go to leap in. We got a meteor that drops, and they pop a barrier. You see them all come out of stealth. You see the bombs come in, and we're now taking a ton of damage. They pop healing ult. We have 2 more inside. They were just all kind of like waiting in the wings for us. And so you see them all piling in. We decide to just retreat back upstairs. One of our guys ends up going down here, so our 5-man turns into a 4-man. And now it's just, you know, kite a little bit, try and figure some things out. They pop another barrier. We decide to dot this guy up, and you see the heals coming. And so when you're fighting outnumbered like this, guys, I've actually found, although we win this fight, I've found Acuity to just not be as good in these types of fights, because you need to time your leaps. You need to time your ultimates at the same time in order to take out groups that have healing like this. And if you don't have that kind of hard burst, I get a really nice leap there to kill that guy, and I do a bunch of damage, and 2 more people jump off so that they don't die. If you do not have that really heavy burst when you need it the most, you're just not going to get fights or get kills, and the fights drag on forever. And there's no guarantee that the Acuity, your mechanical Acuity, will proc when you need to jump on somebody. And so I was coming to find, like, although I get some really nice burst combos in this fight, the next fight you will see what I'm talking about. So I do love Acuity. I do love Acuity for 1, 2, and 3-man group content. But like, if you're fighting a bunch of people, it's just going to underperform other sets because you just want that. You want that heavier burst damage all the time instead of like waiting for the burst. So you see, I get a really nice leap there with a 17k whip. Another leap comes in, so we kill 4 or 5 people there, 3 or 4 people, and now they're all just jumping off the keep. We're dotting them up. And we come down here, we have a Sork by himself. We're going to dot him up as well. And now we're just going to kind of clean up the fight a little bit. Hit that guy with a 13k whip. And now we have a Nightblade here, 5k burning breath. And we're just going to continue to pull him out of stealth. And then we're going to leap on him. And we're going to hit him with almost a 14k lead. So, without major sorcery. And so, like I said, I love this build. I love this build for small scale. I love this build for the burst that it provides. But like that fight and this fight just kind of shows, why you need, like why it would have been better if I was running Bright Throats or Crafty LP. So when you watch this fight, guys, you'll see they have a bunch of healers. They have a bunch of damage mitigation because a lot of them are very tanky healers. We have 2 healers in our group as well, so we are very tanky. I'm wearing Pirate Skeleton. I'm very tanky. We're very hard to kill. We were actually fighting a 24-man, and we were trying to wipe a 24-man, and so we figured you know, like, hey, let's get 2 healers, let's get 2 damage dealers and see what we can do. And obviously we're very tough to kill. Healers are the great equalizer in fights like this. This group, I want to say, had, you know, 4 Magpars. I go to leap on this guy, and for whatever reason, he was at low health, and he didn't die right away. I think it was just latency from the leap. We get a kill there, and so now we're just going to dot this guy up. My buddy drops a really nice Nova here. We wanted to try and stop the revives from happening, and so he dropped the Nova there, and it just kind of forced them to back up away from the 2 kills that we got. And so now they're going to set up a camp, and so we have, you know, I want to say it was like a 4-on-8 or 4-on-7 or something like that. But they do a really good job setting up the camp. It's a very snappy decision to set up the camp there instead of going for revives. If they were trying to go for the revives, we would have just sat there and, you know, probably whittled them down even farther. So right now we're trying to burn the camp. We're just dotting people down, and you'll see this fight last for actually a decent amount of time because, like I said, guys, like, you know, I'm trying to go for the kill with my acuity procs, but it's not always lined up. Like, you know, if I would have waited until he had his leap there, we potentially could have gotten a kill. And, you know, because I was trying to go for that quick kill, you know, I do hit very hard with this build. It doesn't always happen, especially when people are super, super tanky. So you see we're dotting them up, really nice fossilized, good leap there. And so we decided to single target focus people down. And you see we're just now a lot more focused on, like, picking the right people off. You see the revive coming in, so I go to bash that. I hit him with a whip. He's not taking a ton of damage, and so we had been fighting for a bit here, and so this is just like the end part of it, just cleaning up. And yeah, like, as you guys can see, like, I can't. This is the fight where I was like, I need to take off because our leaps are just not very coordinated. When you're fighting outnumbered and you have only 2 damage dealers, you need to be dropping your damage at the same time. And I'm trying to save my damage for when I have this crit damage. And you see I hit him with a 10k whip there. I couldn't stay on top of it because they were going for the revive. That's our vulnerability ult. And so my buddy locks him down. We got him up. We get another kill there. And so now we have a few remaining people. And so we're just going to continue to dot him up. And we're going to continue to just lock people down. We got a Nova, Talons. We have a Nightblade coming to try to revive. I'm going to leap on him. Really big lag on the leap. And so now I think we have 2 people left. Very tanky Magpar here. You know, he's got the tail. He's got everything, but we're just going to focus him really hard and hopefully dot him down. And we have him and the Stam Sword left, I think, at this point. So we're just dotting him, and he's got the wrong Purify at this point. You know, when you're running against 2 DKs, you want the Purify that does 5, and now we just have the remaining Stam Sword, and he's trying to get away, and we're going to leap on him. I'm going to do next to no damage, but luckily my buddy has 3 victories as well, and that's the end of the fight. So, like I said, guys, I'm going to miss this build. Like I said, the burst is amazing. I am probably going to rotate back and forth. Like, if I do small group play like this on my DK next patch, I will be switching out Acuity. I do love, as you guys could see, mostly wanted to show those little fights to show, like, the burst that you can have with Acuity. And it's honestly a lot of fun. Like, I had so much fun just getting those burst combos off and those really quick kills on a class where it hasn't really existed anymore, or hasn't really existed in a while. And so that should still exist next patch. Healing will be better. You know, crazy damage mitigation, you know, will be nerfed quite a bit. Healing will be up. And so you'll have dots, healing, and less damage mitigation, so resources will be used, which is, you know, kind of what I'm looking forward to, even though dots sound a little bit crazy. But that's the end of the video, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please provide in the section below. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.